Hello and welcome to the Mum's Guide to Money. We're on tip number 20 of our 30 days of maternity leave budgeting and planning tips. Today's topic is maternity pay taxable. So you're in the right place. If you're planning a baby, you're not quite sure about the financial implications of everything. Stick with me. I've got loads of useful information that's completely relevant if you're sort of just in that research phase. You might already be expecting, a bit confused, not quite sure what your next steps are. All of the stuff I cover is obviously relevant for you. Now, if you're already on maternity, most of the stuff I cover is still relevant for you. It's not too late to make a plan, and stick with it, and get a plan down if you haven't already got one, because you're probably thinking, I know I'm going to run out of money very soon, not quite sure when. All of this stuff is pretty much relevant for you. There's only a couple of things which are kind of a bit late, but most definitely, take the time and get on with a maternity leave financial plan. So today we're covering whether or not maternity pay is taxable. So I'm Charlene Smith. I'm the author of The Mum's Guide to Money, which is the book I've published this year. Get it here. Started out life as a blog in 2020, covering topics for financially planning and preparing for maternity leave and various other kind of bits of information that are relevant for new mums. So with all this stuff, it's very much rules-based. The government have pages and pages of rules around maternity pay and maternity leave. So we're always making sure that giving you the most up-to-date information and how that is relevant to your situation. So is maternity pay taxable? So just as always, a quick reminder. So what is maternity pay? So it's what you get paid on maternity leave. Only relevant if you're employed, because obviously maternity pay is paid for by your employer, by the company you work for, etc. There is a qualifying period for it, so make sure you do qualify, but I do cover that in other videos. And maternity pay starts on the same day as maternity leave and will generally finish after 39 weeks for most of us. So there's two types of maternity pay. The first and the most common is called statutory maternity pay, or SMP, and that's the minimum amount you must get from your employer. So for most people, that's what they will get. If you're lucky in a larger organisation or in a government job, you might get sort of enhanced or contractual maternity pay. And that is paid sort of at a much higher rate, much more favourable terms and conditions than statutory maternity pay. So is my maternity pay taxable? So in both of these circumstances, your employer must deduct tax and NI from your maternity pay. So whilst towards the end of maternity leave, you've got the effect of not getting paid for most of us, and it might result in you getting a tax refund, your employer still has to take those tax and NI contributions from your pay, just like they would on your normal monthly pay. So yes, maternity pay is taxable. So how do I make sure all of this is covered? Now, I cover this in every one of my videos, and if you've watched them all, you're probably bored by now of listening to this, but it's such an important thing that so many people forget about. Make sure you get all this agreed in writing with your payroll team or your HR person or the company owner or whoever it is that signs your pay off. Don't leave it with one person, because they might have never had someone go on maternity leave before and not quite sure know what to do with it. So I hope that's been helpful. Just one of the many, many things I cover in my book, The Mum's Guide to Money. Link in the comments on how to buy that from Amazon. Obviously, if you go for the Kindle version, you can have it in your hot little hands, within a couple of minutes. Otherwise, obviously, Amazon will print you off a lovely fresh copy, and it will come to you ready for you to get planning your maternity leave. Once you've got your copy of the book, head on over to my website, mumsguidetommoney.com, to get your free stuff. I'll put a link in the comments. So there's two free things there that I've got for you. The first being the maternity leave planner. So it's a digital version which you can download I've got a printed copy here for the purposes of demonstration, but each one of the book chapters does have its own chapter in the planner corresponding, and then there's activities and things for you to do in each chapter to get your maternity leave plan together, get your budget together, figure out what to buy for the baby, and so on. There's tons and tons of useful stuff there to help you on your way and start reduce that overwhelming feeling of not organised, I don't know, I'm not even prepared. Everything in there will get that feeling away from you, and you'll walk away thinking, oh my gosh, I know what I'm doing now. I've got my money sorted, know what I need to buy, know where I'm going to get it from, I know what my budget is, I know how long I can afford to have off work, I know what I'm going to do with childcare, and I know what I can do to get even more organised those last few weeks before the baby arrives. So in addition to that, and I'll just flick to the next screen, in addition to that, there's also the maternity leave budget calculator. So if you're not good with maths, I absolutely recommend this. Stick your numbers in and just watch it do its magic and tell you sort of where your potential pinch points are going to be, where you're going to run out of money, what you can do to save money, and so on. So all of that stuff is digital. Download it, take it away, fill it out. I don't store any information. It's your copy, you take away and work on it. So both of those are available from the website for free. Just head on over there. I'll put a link in the comments and you just download it and away you go. So I hope that's been helpful. Like I say, this is as part of a wider series of tips around financially planning and preparing for maternity leave. Follow me on the usual social media places. Have a look around my website, or head on over to Amazon and buy my book. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video.